Good morning, it's Walter McKenzie, and thank you for being in the moment. This month, we're focusing on Principle 8 of our Principles of Educator Agency and Efficacy on integrity. And this reflection is the companion piece to our blog post, digging deeper into this principle. We know authenticity when we see it, and authenticity is key to having integrity. Um, and yet, oftentimes, it's hard for us to handle. For example, I make it a point when I'm talking with educators to identify and acknowledge those gifts they have and those contributions they're making, and to let them know that they're seen and they're valued. And yet, so often when I pay someone a compliment and let them know that what they're doing is important and needs to be recognized, the response I get is, "Thank you for your kindness." Now, I understand that's a polite way of responding in an appropriate way, but honestly, when I get that response, my heart sinks because I'm not saying things just to be kind, and I'm not saying things because I'm trying to schmooze or create some kind of false flattery. I'm saying something because it's so rare that we are recognized, and it's so rare that we get that affirmation from a colleague that says, "You are important, and what you're doing is important." It's not that we don't know ourselves, we do. It's that we don't feel free to be us in a lot of situations. And the solution to that is to surround ourselves with people who let us be real, let us be ourselves. Uh, Longtime professional relationships do that. When we find someone who lets us be our authentic self at our best and at our worst, because this career, this life isn't always easy, but there are those celebrations and breakthroughs, and there are those times of crisis and crises in faith where we need to be able to say that out loud, take chances, make mistakes, learn lessons. All of that contributes to our integrity. So my point is, be so authentic that people have to believe you. Let them know you mean business, but not by copying an attitude when you're just so sick and tired of trying to make your point that you have to try to be taken seriously. Be so consistently you that there's no doubt. Now, people who are real with me call me a maverick. And I understand in one vein, I love that. In another vein, I'm very careful about that because I know everything that comes with that label. The downside is that people don't always know what to do with me. Um, it's the easiest way to discern who is real, though, is seeing how they respond to me being me. If being a maverick is just being my authentic self, then so be it. And people who can look me in the eye and say, "You're a maverick," and be okay with it, that gives me permission to be my authentic self. In other situations where people start to back off, or people are careful, or people kind of are reserved and listen and don't volunteer as much, I know innately that they're not comfortable with just putting everything out there with a maverick. Who knows what kind of crazy stuff a maverick is going to do if you say something and they respond to it? It helps me to gauge who I'm around and how I should respond to the people I'm around. That in itself is another way of being authentic by honoring my audience, by honoring those people who are in my presence, so that I don't put them in situations where they feel that they have to be on guard or they have to be careful. That having been said, when you're your authentic self, people will treat you accordingly. That is what integrity means. There's less being played because they know it's not going to get them anywhere. There's more being honored because they respect the fact that you're the real deal. Take it or leave it, you are who you are. This is how we need to be known if we want decision makers and stakeholders to treat us with integrity. They treat us the way we show them we deserve to be treated. And the more we're able to say, "Hey, here I am. check me out. What can we do together? The more authentic the conversation will be. And then when we're having real conversations about education and the impact we want to have and the legacy we want to leave, they will listen. And when they can help, they will. When they can support, they will. And when they can't, you'll know. And it will be okay because it's all based on authenticity. No one's just being kind. No one's just saying things because they think they need to be said or they need to be heard. So bottom line, what you what you give is what you get. You need to come out of the shadows. Stop lurking. Life is a participation activity. It is not a spectator sport. And playing it safe is surrendering your value, your dreams, your goals. Speak your piece, watch how others respond, and therein lies your integrity. And that is my reflection on Principle 8. In these very challenging times in public education, with everything there is at stake, your voice, your authenticity, your integrity will make a difference. And so I not only challenge you, I welcome you to continue to become more and more your authentic self, because you will find the people who love you for being your authentic self are the people you want close to you, who allow you to be you. Thank you. And that is our reflection for this month in the moment.